Hey, let me ask you this. When did respect become optional? And when did disagreeing with someone turn into an excuse to try to dehumanize them? And more importantly, what are we losing as a society when we stop treating each other with basic dignity and respect? Well, let's talk about it. It seems as if we're living in a world without respect. We're living in a time where disrespect has become almost like a form of weird, acceptable entertainment. From those viral videos of people having very public meltdowns to comment sections that are littered with hate, it just feels like basic decency has become extinct. And you've got people online bullying strangers like it's some kind of a weird new acceptable sport, and political discussions that were once very orderly and organized that now turn into full blown wars with no obvious winners. And people just simply yelling out their opinions and beliefs louder and louder, but seem to listen less and less. And all this noise is doing some serious damage, especially to our mental health. It seems as if anxiety and stress and loneliness are at all time highs, and people are walking around constantly angry and guarded and exhausted. And for what? A sense of being right, a brief sense of superiority, a few likes. Let me ask you something. When did we stop seeing each other as human beings first? Well, here's what I know, family. Respect is not weakness. As a matter of fact, it's one of the most powerful forces that we have when it comes to building real, lasting connections. You see, respect builds trust in our relationships, and it encourages collaboration and innovation in the workplace, and it even creates that sense of belonging in our communities. And no, respect doesn't mean that you're going to get along or agree with everybody. But what it does mean is that you recognize the value in another person's opinion, even when you guys don't see eye to eye. And that's how you build villages, by acknowledging and honoring each other's experiences and wisdom. So let me ask you this, Circle. How differently do you think our world would look if more people practice respect daily? But see, here's where it starts to get a bit tricky. And that's when it comes to technology. Because in reality, social media could be such a powerful tool for connection. But unfortunately, more often than not, it's become a weapon of division. And people seem to post things online that they would never ever consider even saying to someone's face. And there seems to be this confusion about followers and true friends. And we'll even scroll right past someone who is in obvious distress or pain and call that engagement. The reality is, what we really need is some basic online common sense. And we need that more now than ever. And that just basically means know when to log off, know when you've had enough, and when to get your butt offline. And be very mindful of the things you choose to post and share. Some things just don't need to be shared. And learn to treat people online with the same respect that you would treat them with if they were there in person. Because people, respect isn't outdated. It's just been buried beneath all this digital clutter and noise. But here's the beautiful thing about giving respect, people. You see, it multiplies. And when you choose to treat someone with dignity and respect, well, it has a ripple effect. It shifts that person's energy. And it changes in turn how they'll treat the next person. And over time, well, it will help to build a stronger sense of community, bro. And respect lays the foundation for a more just and inclusive and compassionate world. And Lord knows we could use a lot more compassion right about now. And we're not just talking about manners here, people. We're talking about basic human rights and mental health and social progress. So ask yourself this: are your actions helping to build that ripple or disrupt it? So let's bring this back home now, family. Now, we all realize that we can't control the whole world or even other people's actions, but what we can control is ourselves. So we need to try to be more intentional on how we speak to people. And yes, that does mean even online. And we need to try to encourage a sense of empathy by listening to understand and not just listening to reply. Because when you simply listen to reply, you're not really listening. You may hear the person, but you're not absorbing what they're saying. And we need to start to support people and their platforms that are spreading compassion and true information and not just division. And let's, for God's sake, stop asking what's wrong with people these days. There's nothing wrong with people these days. And start asking instead, what can you do to help make things better? And see, people, that's the difference between simply complaining or actually contributing to helping fix the problems that, the many problems that we're facing today. So, Circle, let me ask you this. When was the last time that you felt truly disrespected, and how did that make you feel? And have you ever had someone show you respect in a moment where you hadn't expected it? But more importantly, are you treating others with the same respect that you want to receive? So drop your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's hear your stories, because this is one of those conversations that just had to be had. And if this video made you think or reconsider how you may or may not have been treating people, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And I thank you for pulling up a chair with me today, family. You know you're always welcome here, and let's continue to build this village together. From strangers to family, that's our journey we're on together, because every voice does in fact matter. I'm Glad you came, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.